But we have with us this afternoon a gentleman who was an inspiration to this country during the dark days of World War II. This gentleman was voted a few years ago the greatest Briton of all time. And we have him with us here today. So I would like you to give a warm round of applause for Right Honourable Wartime Prime Minister, Mr Winston Churchill. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We do hope you are enjoying yourselves. Now, this year, this country is celebrating 75 years since the ending of the Second World War. And Western approaches played a very important role in our survival. Our country were losing the shipping at a tremendous rate. And here they plotted the Battle of the Atlantic, and we won the Battle of the Atlantic, and we ultimately won the Second World War. What really worried me during the war was the U-boat threat. They were sinking our ships, our materials, our food, but we came through it. And all the people that worked here, all the people with their skill and dedication, let's give them a round of applause. Now, 1939 to 1945, this country went through 6 years of hell, and we came through it victorious. And on the 8th of May 1945, Germany surrendered unconditionally. And I broadcast to the nation my Victory in Europe speech. This is an extract from that speech. I speak to you as your Prime Minister, and above all, the cause of freedom. Today is Victory in Europe Day. This is your victory. It is a victory in the cause of freedom in every land. In all our long history, we have never seen a greater day than this. Everyone has tried. Everyone has done their best. Neither the long years, or the dangers, or the fierce attacks of the enemy any way weakened the independent resolve of this great British nation. During our darkest hour, when we stood alone, it was our fighter pilots and our fighter planes that were our salvation. But it was the bombers, together with our combined services and our gallant allies, that provided the means to victory. Now, my friends, this is your hour. This is not a victory of any class or party. It is a victory for the great British generation as a whole. We were the first in this ancient island to draw the sword against tyranny. And after a short while, we were left alone, all alone for a whole year against the most tremendous military power that has ever been seen. Were we downhearted? No. Were we downhearted? No. The lights went out and the bombs came down, but no man or woman in this ancient island ever gave a thought of quitting the struggle. So we came back out of the jaws of death, out of the mouth of hell, while the world wondered. You ask, when shall the reputation and faith of this great British generation ever fail? I say this: in the long years to come, the people of this ancient island and throughout the world, wherever the bird of freedom chirps in human hearts, will look back at what we have done, and they will say, do not despair, do not yield to tyranny or violence, march straight forward, die if need be, but unconquered. Now, I rejoice that we can all take the night off tonight and the day off tomorrow to celebrate our victory. And afterwards, we must all begin the task of rebuilding our hearth and homes. We must do our utmost to turn this country into a land where we all have a chance and we all have a duty. And we must turn that duty towards our own countrymen and to our gallant allies. And in conclusion, I would just like to say, I have never readily accepted what many kind people have said about me, namely that I inspired the nation. Their will was resolute and remorseless, and has proved unconquerable. It was a nation that had the lion's heart. I had the luck to be called upon to give the roar. Thank you. God bless you all.